Have you ever wondered if an animal could be both a mother and a father? Well, in the wild world of nature, it's not just possible, it's actually quite common. This incredible ability is called hermaphroditism. It means that a single animal has both male and female reproductive organs, allowing it to produce both sperm and eggs. This strategy is a fantastic adaptation that gives many creatures a better chance at survival and continuing their family line. While you won't find this trait in birds or mammals like us, it's a super successful strategy used by a huge number of other species across the animal kingdom, from the depths of the ocean to the soil in your own backyard. It's a fascinating part of what makes our planet's biodiversity so rich and amazing. Just how common is this two-in-one superpower? Scientists estimate that about 1/3 of all non-insect animal species we know of are hermaphrodites. That's a massive portion of the animal world. This isn't some rare fluke of nature, it's a tried and true evolutionary path that has been incredibly successful for countless generations. The ability to be both sexes opens up so many more opportunities to reproduce, especially for animals that live in isolated environments or have trouble finding a partner. Imagine not having to worry about finding a member of the opposite sex to mate with. Any individual you meet could be a potential partner. This doubles your chances of passing on your genes, which is the ultimate goal for any species. There are two main ways that animals can be hermaphrodites, and each one is perfectly suited to different lifestyles. The first type is called simultaneous hermaphroditism. This is when an animal has fully functional male and female organs at the exact same time. They can produce both eggs and sperm throughout their adult lives. This is like being ready for any reproductive opportunity that comes along, no matter what. It's an amazing biological feat that allows these creatures to be incredibly flexible when it comes to mating. It's a strategy that ensures no encounter is ever wasted, maximizing the potential for new life. The second type is known as sequential hermaphroditism, which is a bit like a real-life shapeshifter. These animals start their lives as one sex and then at some point they change into the other sex. This transformation is usually triggered by social cues, like the size of the animal or the makeup of its group, or by environmental factors. For example, an animal might start as a male and later become a female, or vice versa. This incredible switch allows a species to adapt its reproductive roles based on what is most needed for the group's survival. It's a stunning example of how animals can change their very bodies to fit the demands of their world. When you think about simultaneous hermaphrodites, some of the best examples are crawling right under our feet or in our gardens. Take snails and slugs, for instance. These slow-moving creatures are a perfect illustration of this strategy. Since they don't travel very fast or far, finding a mate can be a real challenge. But because every single garden snail or banana slug they meet is a potential partner, their chances of reproducing skyrocket. When two snails mate, they often fertilize each other, so both individuals will go on to lay eggs. It's an incredibly efficient system that ensures the continuation of their species, even if they live a solitary life. Another amazing group of simultaneous hermaphrodites are worms. Earthworms, which are so vital for our soil's health, are a classic example. When two earthworms meet, they line up alongside each other and exchange sperm, with both worms becoming fertilized. In the ocean, some species of flatworms take this to a whole new level with a behavior called penis fencing. Two flatworms will literally fight, using their two penises like swords. The winner of the duel stabs the loser and injects its sperm, making the loser the one who has to carry and care for the eggs. It's a dramatic and intense way to decide who takes on the role of the mother. Even the architects of our ocean's most beautiful ecosystems, corals, rely on hermaphroditism. About 2/3 of all known coral species are hermaphrodites, possessing both male and female reproductive capabilities within a single polyp. During massive spawning events, these corals release huge clouds of both eggs and sperm into the water at the same time. This synchronized release, often timed with the cycles of the moon, creates a spectacular underwater snowstorm of potential new life. By releasing everything at once, they increase the chances of cross-fertilization with other coral colonies, which helps maintain genetic diversity and build resilient reefs for the future. While it's more common in invertebrates, some fish have also evolved to be simultaneous hermaphrodites. This is particularly useful for species that live in the deep, dark parts of the ocean where finding another fish is a rare event. In these vast, empty spaces, you can't be picky about who you mate with. By having both sets of reproductive organs, any encounter with another member of their species can lead to successful reproduction. This adaptation is a lifeline for deep-sea fish, ensuring that even in the loneliest parts of our planet, life can find a way to continue against all odds. It's a powerful reminder of nature's ingenuity. One of the most famous examples of an animal that changes sex can be found in the colorful world of coral reefs. You might recognize the clownfish, the star of many animated movies. These fish live in small family groups within the safety of a sea anemone. The group has a strict hierarchy. The largest and most dominant fish is the breeding female, and the second largest is the breeding male. All the other smaller fish in the group are non-breeding males, but if something happens to the female and she dies, an amazing transformation occurs. The breeding male will change his sex and become the new female, and the next largest male in line will step up to become the new breeding male. This incredible ability to change sex isn't limited to clownfish. It has been documented in over 500 different species of fish. Many types of wrasses, for example, do the opposite of clownfish. They typically start their lives as females and live in groups led by a single large dominant male. When that dominant male dies or is removed from the group, the largest female will undergo a remarkable transformation. She will change her behavior, her colors, and her body, becoming the new dominant male of the group. The bluehead wrasse is a fantastic example, changing from a dull yellow and white female into a male with a vibrant, iconic blue head. This phenomenon isn't just found in the ocean. Some amphibians, like the common frog, have also been observed changing sex. Reports of male frogs turning into females have been documented for over a century, though the exact natural triggers aren't always fully understood. This sex-changing ability in frogs became a major plot point in the movie Jurassic Park, where scientists used frog DNA to fill in the gaps in the dinosaur genetic code. In the story, this led to the all-female dinosaurs changing sex and starting to reproduce. While the movie took some creative liberties, it was based on the very real biological process of sequential hermaphroditism found in some frog species. The strategy of sequential hermaphroditism is all about maximizing reproductive success based on social structure and size. For species like clownfish, it makes sense for the largest individual to be the female because larger bodies can produce more eggs. For species like wrasses, where males have to compete fiercely for mates, it's better to be a female when you are small, and then switch to being a large dominant male later in life. This incredible flexibility shows how evolution has shaped animals to adapt their very biology to give them the best possible chance of passing on their genes to the next generation in their specific social environment. Unfortunately, human activities can sometimes interfere with these natural processes in devastating ways. Scientific research has shown that certain chemicals we release into the environment can have a profound effect on the sexual development of animals. One powerful example is the herbicide atrazine, which is widely used in agriculture. Studies on African clawed frogs have revealed that exposure to this chemical can essentially chemically castrate male frogs, preventing them from reproducing. Even more shockingly, in some cases the chemical can cause the male frogs to completely change into females, capable of laying viable eggs. This shows how pollution can disrupt the delicate hormonal balance that governs an animal's life. This kind of disruption highlights a serious environmental concern. If chemicals in our water can force animals to change sex, it can throw entire populations and ecosystems out of balance. The natural ratios of males and females, which have been perfected over millions of years of evolution, can be skewed, leading to reproductive failure and population decline. It's a sobering reminder that our actions can have far-reaching and unintended consequences for the wildlife that shares our planet. Protecting our environment from these harmful chemicals is crucial for preserving the natural life cycles of countless species, from the smallest frogs to the largest fish. Because hermaphroditism is such a strange and fascinating topic, it's also surrounded by some common misunderstandings. One of the most persistent myths is about the spotted hyena. Female hyenas are often mistaken for hermaphrodites because they have a unique anatomical feature, an enlarged clitoris that looks very much like a male's penis. They even give birth through this structure. However, female hyenas are not true hermaphrodites. Each hyena is born as either a male or a female and can only produce one type of sex cell, sperm or eggs. They don't have both sets of organs and they cannot change sex, so they don't fit the biological definition of a hermaphrodite. From misunderstood hyenas to movie magic, hermaphroditism captures our imagination because it challenges our basic ideas about what it means to be male or female. The animal kingdom, however, is full of creatures that don't play by our rules. Hermaphroditism is not a mistake or an abnormality. It is a highly successful and brilliant evolutionary strategy that has allowed countless species to thrive in diverse and challenging environments. By understanding these incredible adaptations, we gain a deeper appreciation for the complexity and ingenuity of life on Earth. The natural world is full of surprises, and the story of hermaphroditism is one of its most fascinating chapters.